evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope you can see me and I hope you can hear me, because it's all looking good from my end, and I've got to remember that when I'm talking I need to be a little bit closer to the old microphone. I'm in the middle of a bit of a catastrophe, to be honest, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to sort it out. My e-cig has just died and nobody is responding to my messages, so I may have to ring Mrs. Blinder live on air. So yeah, I'm if I seem a bit distracted, it's because I am. No, Paul, come on now, Paul. I've got to not see you saying things for it to work like that, haven't I? Good evening, Softail Fun. How are you, pal? Nice to see you here. So anyway, no guest this week, obviously. I know people can jet. I got to sort this out. I've got to sort this out. Sorry, but I know it's selfish. If you're enjoying the stream, remember to smash the like button right now. Bit of a cheek, I know, because nothing's actually happened yet, but I just there we are. Thank you very much, Mrs. Blinder. About time you saw your messages as well. So what I thought I'd do this week in the absence of a guest, and it's not because we couldn't get a guest. We could have had a guest, but I didn't want a guest this week, and there's a couple of reasons why. Because obviously, you know, there we are then, who not everybody is understanding, is still in its infancy. I think there's 5 episodes up now, so hang on a sec. Come on. No, you'll have to, no. I think this one's about the time. I need my black one. Yeah, sorry. You don't get this on TV, do you? I mean, let's be honest. You do not get this on TV, and I've already forgotten what I was saying. Yeah, so it's by choice I've not got a guest this week, because I'm still sort of still planning the whole show out in my head. And I think where I went wrong when I did a sort of a podcast thing last time, I went 100 mile an hour, guest, and it just gets more and more difficult to find people to come on. So, you know, I've been giving it some thought, and I think what I'm going to do this time is maybe do it every other week. So one Sunday it'll be this sort of style of really boring, nothing actually happens live stream. On a sec. Thank you. Dear me. Bobcat, sorry you're late. Who's late? Who's late? All right, now this isn't very descriptive. Somebody from the chat just became a channel member, but I can see that it was somebody whose name is me, so it's half right, but for some reason it doesn't show the picture. Ooh, super chat. Thank you very much, Sterling David. It's cold out there. I can't read well, so I cheat. I have to check on Google Translate. What am I doing? I got pipes coming from everywhere now. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. If you're enjoying the stream, remember to smash the like button right now. Oh dear me, panic over. Don't forget, I'm out of practice. So yeah, so what are your get away? Thank you, David. What are your thoughts on doing it sort of every other week? Because that's kind of where my mind is with it. You know, not that I don't want to do it every week. I don't want people to get fed up of it. I don't want me to get fed up of it. So I thought it may be an idea to have a guest on every other week. What do you think? Let's see some messages letting me know what you think. I don't know. I'm only going to be on for an hour tonight. I'm finishing at 9 o'clock tonight, because I'm not going to drone on for 2 hours by myself. I don't dislike any of you that much. But I don't know whether to, you know, if anyone's got anything poignant to say based on whether I should do it every week or, you know, once a fortnight, you know, whatever it may be. And you want to come on and chat. Paul, 1 of 12, is patiently waiting in the green room. So if anybody wants to come on and, you know, and have a chat about it, you know, let me know. Talent, or TA, I don't know what it is. I'm losing the will to live. I think every other week is okay. Gives you more time to plan things out. Yeah, it is partly that, and I suppose it will give me a little bit more time to find out, because find out a bit more about who's coming on. I'm not going to know every single person that comes on. I didn't know Emma. That being said, you know, the first guest we had on, and that's still the most viewed episode so far. But I'm thinking every other week gives me a bit of breathing space, and it means that we can just do one of these nonsense, you know, just messing around, chatting, sort of live streams in between. And that way then, because, you know, if anyone's new, it won't make a lot of sense. But, you know, sometimes I wake up on a Sunday and I'm like, I don't want to go live tonight. I'm just not in the mood. I can't be bothered, because, you know, I'm not always like that. I'm like it a lot of the time. Anyone who knows me will tell you that. But, you know, sometimes I just don't feel like being it, I think, is a better description. And by it, I mean, you know, being creaky. As much fun as it is, I you know, I don't want to be like that all the time. So, you know, it's looking like people are enjoying it, and that people would be just as happy if it was every other week. So maybe, you know, maybe that's the way I will go with it. I will give it some careful consideration. Also, I did think of this, but then I didn't think it was worth bothering with. But yet again, I was proven to be wrong. The There We Are Then episodes are now on Spotify. And what else? They're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple, for all the weirdos that use iPhone or iOS. I've even put it on there because I am Mr. Helpy Helpington, as I've said many times before. So, you know, they're on there now. You know, you can listen to them. I know not everybody's got YouTube Premium, because I know if you have, you can put the video to play and then you know, and then just close down YouTube, I think is how it works, and then just listen that way. But like I say, I know, you know, everybody likes to listen in different ways. Excuse me. And, you know, while you're walking your dog or whatever it may be. If it's Monday, I missed a very important appointment. That's in reference to Vex. Vex? Who the hell is Vex? To, where's he gone? I don't want to cause any alarm, and I don't want to panic anybody or make any of you think that I've fallen down some weird rabbit hole. But I can say with utmost confidence that Peck is from the future. Where he is, it really is Monday. And actually, more to the point, Peck, why aren't you in bed? It's got to be the middle of the night. It has to be. Looking at the side chat, I'm guessing there is a substantial delay. Yeah, I've obviously forgotten to put it onto low latency mode. Oh well, doesn't matter, not to worry. All the streaming, buffering type issues should be solved now, and if there are any, it's your fault now, because I've just had my broadband upgraded, so I'm on full fiber now to the door. So I've got 550 megabits per second as opposed to the 75 megabits per second I've had up until now. So hopefully that will improve the situation stream wise and stop me from having any issues. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Ken Fuller says he watches on the telly. So I'm guessing you're watching on the TV and then using your phone for the chat, Ken? Is that the case? I'm always interested how people watch. How many people watch me on the television? How many people watch us sat there now with their phone on their lap? And I bet there's even some people who are watching like this because they don't think of turning their phone like that, which is what I do quite frequently. And then just as I get to the end of the video, I realize I should have done that. So are you on a phone? Are you on a PC, a laptop, watching on the TV? It's always interesting. So for those who haven't seen There We Are Then yet, and good old Streamlabs, even though I've abandoned them, are still sending out this list. I don't quite know how that works. I thought I'd close my account, but anyway, if you did want to jump on a call with me while we're on live stream during the There We Are Then shows, you will need to be a member of my Discord server, and there's an area called There We Are Then Live, or There We Are Then Live Call-In, whatever it may be. And there's an area in there called the Green Room. You jump in there, and the scary Viking-looking man will have a chat with you, make sure that your call is as it needs to be, make sure there's no audio issues, and then when it's your turn, you get put through to me here in the studio, as they say on TV. Or in a small room I built inside the garage of my new house, however you want to view it. But yeah, if anybody so some people are watching on iPad. Some people are watching on iPad, phone, laptop, watching on a PC. I'm on a PC, but my screen is as big as a TV. The Happy Little Fox, aka Benji, says Peaky Blinders sounds like a Blanyard wreck. I don't even know what that means. Do you know what people confuse me? Good evening, Ambinator. How the devil are you? That's a name I've not seen before. Is there anybody here now? And I don't mean to dox anybody, and I'm certainly not going to. But somebody, I don't know if you will have noticed the swanky new color behind me, which I think I can change to demonstrate. Yeah, see, I can make it red or green or blue, but I like orange because I'm just weird like that, and it goes with the branding of my channel, I think. Somebody purchased these lights off my Amazon wish list, which is down in the video description, and sent them out to me. Now, he did include a note saying happy 1 year anniversary, so I assume it's the anniversary of when he discovered, had the misfortune of discovering my channel, and I don't like not being able to thank people. So if you are here in the side chat now, just give me a wave or a thumbs up so I know it's you and I can say thank you properly. Me says I like orange too. It's a very imaginative YouTube username. Me. Very confusing one, but very imaginative. Yes, Dr. Shapley, Christopher Shapley, DVM, CVA, everybody's favorite American veterinarian. It was extremely kind of that person, which is why I would like the opportunity to just, you know, say thank you, Mosh. This is Cool with a K. Is that how the cool kids are spelling it these days? Says James Sorensen. Do you know, I'm 95% sure that I butcher most of the names I end up reading out on these live streams. Do I mess up your names? I'm not really sure why I've got headphones in. Because there's certainly nothing for me to listen to except for my own voice. But you know, it is what it is. So is there anybody who wants to jump on a call and, you know, give me their honest thoughts on how There We Are Then is going so far? Because if not, this is going to be a really short and really pointless live stream. The Chib says it's Wales. What did he say? It's Wales. The colours, not colour. Exactly. The Chibs. I was having this conversation with He Who Shall Remain Nameless, and we were talking about why Americans just, like, there's two I's in aluminium. It is not aluminum. Now, come on. That's just silly. And colours was one of the words that was mentioned, because there's a U in it. Because the way I would read the American spelling would be call-ors. But that's just me. I'm an idiot, so you don't want to believe anything I tell you. But yeah, it's strange. Strange. I don't know if you're a new subscriber or anything, me, but honest, I've started a new live show on a Sunday, which is usually in this time slot, and it's I have a guest on, I chat to the guest, and then when the guest is ready to take questions, people hop into my Discord server, which is linked below, and they can come on and ask a question, or come on and say hello, or what, you know, whatever it may be. So, you know, if that's something that floats anyone's boat, if you want to pop on and say hello and, you know, tell me how rubbish the new show format is, I'm sure it can be arranged. Yeah, exactly. I'm saying yeah, exactly, me, before I even put it up on the screen. Herb. It's all the clues are there. H-E-R-B. And before anybody starts correcting me on the way I call these years, that's exactly what they are. Anybody who says it any other way, I'm afraid to say, is just wrong. You know, what can I say? Oh, hang on, Pajoli is doing something. What's he doing? I'm so nosy, and I'm guessing that if it's in the side chat, it's well, it's in the public domain. I'm trying to buy an electric razor, can't decide. Harder than buying a new bike, and I'd happily jump on a call for well, jump in the Discord server then, Pajoli, and perhaps you can explain to me how many ways I've been incorrectly pronouncing your name in the last you know. Ah, you shitbag. What did I do there? Oopsie, I done a poopsie. Aha, sorry.
Ooh, super chat. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to make this text bigger or start leaning in. Thank you, Creaky. Your videos help make my workday go a little more quickly. You shouldn't be watching my videos when you're meant to be working. I hope you're not a bus driver. I get a lot more windshield time, so your videos help a lot. I don't know what that last bit means. Well, the fact that you've just given me $5, for which I am extremely grateful, tells me that you are in fact an American, and I'm an Americant. Can't. C-A-N-T. Get your minds out of the gutter. Yeah. So, there we have it, as they say. I've got things set out differently tonight, and I'm finding it all extremely confusing. Sterling David will be here now in a minute. I wouldn't expect anything else from a fellow Welshman. I bet you are familiar with the works of Goldie Looking Chain, aren't you? You know, with classics like Guns Don't Kill People, Rappers Do, and Your Mother's Got a Penis, you know, Cumbrawn, The Fresh Prince of Cumbrawn. They're all just amazing classics. Windshield time, oh my god, he is a bus driver. Is that what that means? He's watching Creaky Blinder videos while driving his bus. Damn. At least I don't claim to be what? Republican. No politics, please. Never ends well. Never ends well at all. So, if I remember how this works, Paul, I'm assuming you can hear me. I'll give you a wave just in case. I can see that Padge has joined the. Oh, it doesn't rhyme with Vag. Don't be disgusting. So I've just joined live one. So, by my calculations, if Padge wants to be transferred, or do I need to transfer him? Paul, speak to me. Help. I need some assistance. I'm going to surprise Padge and bring him in. Good evening, Padge. I've just stolen you from the green room because I don't think anyone could hear me. Can you hear me, pal? Okay. That's a good start. Well, anyway, I'm assuming that Padge has got audio difficulties, so I will put him back in the green room. And, well, I'm quiet. Am I really? Okay, is anyone else finding me quiet, or does Or does Lelin, is it? Lelin Miller need to turn up a volume? That's all I can say. I definitely heard a Discord blip then. Right, he will jump in. Okay, I'm heading back in that direction now. I'm in live one. Right. So with a bit of luck, this time we've got Padge back. Hello? Testing 1, 2, 3. Padge, I can't hear you. I'm going to jump in the green room. Paul, can you hear me in the green room?
I can. I think I'm on a crappy delay or something, man. I got Paj in live one for you now.
Yeah, I've been in there and he's not hearing me. Can you hear me in the green room, Padge?
Oh, I can, yeah.
Yeah, why can't I hear you in live one then?
It could be because of my multiple mic setup, maybe.
Possibly. Paul, can you guys stay muted and I'll just speak to Padge in here, assuming that the side chat can hear.
I can do that. Paj has somebody's got to turn down their stream though. So I'm gonna mute myself right now.
And Tank, if you could mute yourself as well, pal.
I can hear you in the here room, yeah, in the green room.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know what that is. I don't know whether it's a set in my end or a set in your end. Anyway, good evening, sir. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
So what are
Everything's a bit mixed up here.
Everything's what?
Hang on. I'm hearing a bit of everything from everywhere.
Oh, right. Well, don't tell me I've broken something again. I don't think I could take it.
Any chance?
Have you got a really bad echo by any chance?
I have the stream on headphones, but I have my phone then on separate.
Right. Oh, you should be okay then. You should be okay. Let me just very quickly address this super chat that's just come in.
Ooh, super chat. Thank you.
From Lowlat or Lowwhat. I have YouTube Premium, so I don't have to watch the video. I work for a delivery service that everybody's heard of. Are you by any chance Brown Shorts Man, as we call him in Swansea? Other parcel couriers are available, obviously. That's a bit worrying. It's not really. I'm teasing. As long as you're only listening and not watching, we should be fine. Anyway, sorry, Padge. So what are you thinking, honestly, of the way the new live format is going? You know, do you think it's got potential to stay?
I mean, I only got to see the first one fully.
Yeah.
Only seen a few bits of the others just because of work and everything. I work for an American hospital, so my hours are all over the place.
Yeah.
But no, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Oh, you get my name right, by the way.
Oh, I do get it right? It doesn't.
Padger, yeah, that's it.
It doesn't seem to match your accent much, or is this something about Ireland I don't know?
It's okay. So I lived in Russia for 3 years.
Yeah.
And as I said, for an American hospital for the last 5 years. So I tend to soften my accent out when I'm speaking because I was an English teacher as well. So
yeah,
soften everything.
I know what you mean because I'm doing it now. If I just spoke as I spoke in my day-to-day life, I would just have to continuously repeat myself because people would have no idea what I was saying.
Oh, if I drop down into my own accent, I start talking my own speed and everything, no one understands a word I'm saying.
Yeah. I can still understand you perfectly because you sound like half my family. But my auntie, her father, who's no longer with us, it was like he wasn't even speaking English, mate. I have never heard an Irish person speak at such speed. It was as if he was doing it as an Olympic sport.
Well, accents is a bit of a thing of mine as well. So, like, even when I was teaching in Russia, it was one of the things that the students absolutely loved. I can go from a Dublin to a Cork to a West of Ireland accent over to UK.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time in Birmingham. I spent a lot of time in Harrow, Aylesbury, those kind of areas. So my accent is a bit all over the place anyway because I pick a bit of everything up. And the Kilkenny, I'm a Kilkenny man, so we're known for just speaking really fast.
Yeah. Well, my most of my family is in County Carlow, County Wicklow, that sort of area.
And I live in Waterford, so I'm like right between. And Carlow is a stone's throw from where I was born, and Wicklow
right.
is not too far from where I live now. So.
Yeah. Well, I say my auntie and uncle live in the Caribbean, but they've got the shop in Wicklow, and they've had it for years and years and years. I don't think it even operates as a shop now. It was a really old sort of country filling station with one pump, which just looked as if somebody had installed it on the pavement outside this shop. I haven't seen anything like that in the UK for many years.
I've probably been there.
Yeah. It's a
this entire country doing reenactment and stuff like that, and all of Scotland, England, Wales, the whole lot. Doing shows. It's
a fantastic place. I actually a comment is just coming in. Creaky talks like Prince Andrew. There must be more than one Prince Andrew then, and I hope that there is, because that might be a bit of an insult, a veiled insult.
Tiny bit, yeah. Bit.
Calling me Prince Andrew. In fact, that's highly offensive. I'm sure I've banned people for less than that.
Probably should throw a ban out for that, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Get out, whoever you are. Have we got other? Not that I'm not enjoying speaking to you, Paz, and I'm happy to carry on. Yeah, it's just us in here anyway. So yeah, no, I just didn't want to keep anyone else waiting. If anybody was keen to get on, but it seems like everyone's shy.
See, I don't get that, because I'm shy. I suffer anxiety and stuff, and this is not my normal thing to do. But
it's
you were
like
you were the first YouTuber that I got a membership on.
Oh, really? Thank you, pal. That's very good of you.
I spent 3 weeks, I think, watching your back catalogue.
Oh yeah.
After I found you, it was mad, having a listen through. So I figured, bugger it, why not?
Yeah, because
trying to watch the language though is hard.
Yeah. My channel's changed quite a lot, really. Because when I started off, good evening, Hybrid Steel, how are you, pal? When I started off, I was exclusively doing flat Earth and conspiracy theory content.
That's how I found it.
But
it was flat Earth. I used to watch flat Earth a long time ago.
Yeah.
Stopped watching, and just one day, boredom, kind of YouTubed flat Earth debunking, and I think you were the second channel that came up. It was just after the whole Simon Dan thing. And I actually found Simon Dan through you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I went and watched all your stuff, and then I was like, he keeps mentioning the Simon Dan later, so I'll go check him out.
Yeah.
And then through him, I found Fight the Flat Earth and Conspiracy Cats.
Yeah.
All that crowd.
That's quite cool, actually, because it generally happens the other way around. I still get comments from time to time, and people will say, "Oh, just saw you on Tinfoil Tuesday with Simon Dan." In place of Simon Dan. Well, that was in 2019 on November the 10th. So it's been a while. And the only reason I know the date is it was pre-COVID.
Yeah, and it was during COVID that I found all the channels, actually, because of working from home.
Yeah,
I'm in admin with the hospitals, obviously,
right.
Working with the US one. So we all got sent home. I think I was the first one in my company to work from home.
Oh, right.
Because I had actually been a test subject, I was going to say. I've been a tester for the work from home in my previous role in the same job, same company.
Because I know what you mean, because the first lockdown literally devastated my business, but it massively helped my YouTube channel. I doubled in size during COVID. I was on about
that works
I think I was on about 24, maybe 25,000 subscribers when we were thrown into lockdown, and I'm on 60,000 and something now, which is very cool. But it's been a double-edged sword all the way through, isn't it? It's had a devastating effect on a hell of a lot of business. But then I'm seeing things from time to time about businesses that thrive during it, and I don't just mean what I do on YouTube. People that set up businesses, because we were in a lockdown that have gone on to, you know, well, it's created millionaires, isn't it?
Oh, we were very lucky. Look, I'm not going to lie, we don't get paid well enough for my job, but we were very lucky in that because we're working for a hospital, and because most of our company, we either work for hospitals or for the HSE here in Ireland.
Yeah.
Like the amount of work we had only dropped a small amount. Like we weren't scheduling as many surgeries. Now the hospital I work for, I don't want to dox myself or anything, but the hospital I work for, it's one of the biggest children's hospitals in the US. And they had to cancel any non-urgent surgeries. So, you know, we lost a little bit of work, but there's still things like telehealth visits and you know, the urgent admissions and all that kind of thing. So we were lucky that we kept some work, but we did lose a few days for, I think, about 2 months. We were on a 3-day week, which was a killer. I was coming up to, I actually went through a divorce there 2 years ago, and it was just before that. Right. So there was a bit of kind of stuff going on, you know. Yeah. And it made life very hard for me at home. Being down money, problems with the ex-wife, that kind of thing. But we were extremely lucky for what we do. A lot of people I know were out of work. One of my best friends is actually a manager in a vape shop, and he went, I think, 6 months without work, 6 or 8 months.
It's literally ruined what was you know, a fairly successful business, but you know, only time will tell. All we can do is our best, and you know, hopefully rebuild it again, or you know, over a period of time. But I don't think anything is going to properly get back to normal until the restrictions are completely gone. Yeah,
they've dropped a lot now in Ireland. The only thing left is some of the mask mandates. But other than everything is trying. For myself, like, again, health issues, it's a little bit scary, but you know, I kind of get it with some of the business in that they do want to get back off the ground. They do want to get back going. Yeah, of course. You can't blame them. But it's kind of a scary time still, a little bit, you know. Yeah,
it's nuts,
funnily enough,
isn't it?
I'm in the hospital tomorrow.
But you know, when people ask me, you know, all we can do is our best. There's nothing, you know, I can't drag people in and make them buy things. It's just, you know, just carry on being as, you know, helpful as we can, and you know, being as competitive as we can, and hope that people will come back. But whether they will or not, who knows?
Competitive when you're a small business as well.
Yeah, very, very, very competitive. But it's difficult for us to compete with online retailers. That's our biggest problem.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, like, I've been in that end, and I know a lot of people obviously who own their own businesses. So I know well, you know, people complain, and I would love to support local business more. But unfortunately, you know, wages versus cost, you know, it's the things, unfortunately. And I know you know that.
Yeah. A lot of people. It's not easy, and the biggest misconception is that if you're a business owner, you're rich. If that was the case, then you know, my life would be
business owner.
My life would be very different, very, very different. The reality is I haven't been able to pay myself a salary from the since the lockdown began. So that's the reality of being a small business owner. The staff get paid, the owner doesn't. But, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? Nothing we can do about it.
Self-employed as well.
Oh, it's all great fun. It's all great fun. I think I'd rather go back to Tesco's and stack shelves sometimes.
I'll be honest with you, I'm in management myself. And my partner was in management, and she dropped out of it to go back and stack shelves. Yeah. She got so sick of it. It was just too much. Yeah. Not enough money for too much.
Yeah. Not enough reward for too much grief.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
Exactly. Right, well, it's been lovely talking to you, pal. We have actually got a few people waiting now, so I don't want to be rude. I will move on to the next one, but you are more than welcome to hang about in a green room, because I'm going to try and move myself into line 1. And I believe
it's question.
Yeah, go on.
If you do get to answer, the thing about the razor, I was asking, what do you shave your head with?
I use Dollar Shave Club.
Oh,
And I'm not sponsored by them yet, and I've been using them for
Sponsored.
years.
Use Creaky 402 at checkout.
Creaky 4. I might have to look into that. I was looking for an electric because I'm going cracked, cutting the head off myself.
Yeah, I know. I nearly amputated. I've got a nice cut on the side of my head there. But anyway, that's what I use. Dollar Shave Club.
Thanks, guys.
If I had an affiliate link, I'd send you one. Nice to speak to you, Padge. I'll speak to you again soon.
You too.
Right, I'm going to run away into live room 1. Let's see if we can make it work this time. Mr. 42, I believe it was. Mr. 42, can you hear me? Please say you can.
Yes, I can actually.
Wonderful. Let me just very quickly, before we start flapping our gums, address this super chat that came in.
Super chat.
With very small right then. Where's it gone? Loving your channel, looking forward to more, and props for Padjo overcoming the anxiety and calling in. Cheers, Retro Butcher. Hang on, I can hear a very small person.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I thought I was losing the plot then. I was going to say
to keep it quiet, but it doesn't always work.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, and it never ends well if you put your hand over them.
Nope.
I thought I was I literally thought I was losing the plot then. I could hear a small child. That's a very young one, Mr. 42, by the sounds of it.
Well, she is almost turning 4, so compared to what you have around, that is very young indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, she's little.
Yeah,
she is little, and obviously finding this very funny.
Yeah, the most fun part is she is used to me talking into the microphone, which in usual cases that also means that I have a webcam on, which I cannot do right now, and she loves watching herself.
Yeah, I know. My granddaughter's exactly the same. When she comes to visit, she loves to come in here and jump on my lap and watch herself on the screen I've got up in the corner there to monitor everything. They are very modest at that. So how are you, pal, anyway?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. This morning I was thinking, I just woke up a bit early, not too early, and I remember that a few weeks ago you did some live streams in the morning, usually during the week.
Yeah,
I was like, you know what? I clicked that live button. I put not myself on screen, but a little text. Let's see who shows up, and if there's enough people, then I will go live, and it actually worked. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
The reason I started doing it, and I haven't done one this year yet, is because I was looking at the statistics in the YouTube studio, and so much of my audience never gets to see my live stream while it's actually live, because Australia, for example, is it's already Monday there, isn't it? So it's very early in the morning, and I seriously doubt that anything I've got to say is important enough to make anybody miss a night's sleep to hear it. So that's why I started doing the Wednesday morning one. I am going to have to get back into it, but it's good I just enjoy going live. It's just nice to speak to people, and I know you're a creator as well, but I just like chatting to people because I'm not very good at doing it in real life.
Yeah, that's for me the same. Just the going live part is really new for me. I started, what is it, one and a half week ago, going live for the first time by myself.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it. I am in such a way for now that I need people there to be able to have feedback and something to talk about. I cannot do it by myself just yet.
Yeah, I take my hat off to people that can go live, or not necessarily go live, but essentially a podcast is basically this, isn't it? But without any structure at all, with a topic, I mean. But to jump on and only rely on the side chat, which is what I'm doing now, and by the sounds of it, that's what you were doing, is quite scary, because you don't know if anybody's going to give you anything to talk about, do you?
Yeah, that's exactly true. But what I did, I gave them the link to the program I use that they can come on the live stream as well. Yeah. And at some point this morning, I had 7 people there in total. I was really positively surprised.
Yeah, it's awesome. I really enjoy live streaming. Really, really do.
Yeah, it's a great community for this.
Yeah, it is. It is, and this is why I was saying earlier, I'm not completely sure about doing the new show every week, because sometimes you just don't feel like like talking to people.
Oh no.
Do you know what I mean? And if you're not in that, you've got to be quite, you know, to do what we do and to do this now, you've got to be quite upbeat, haven't you? And, you know, have a little bit of enthusiasm and at least be able to pretend you're enjoying yourself. And you know, when you're not in the right frame of mind, I find it almost impossible to do, and I can't pretend, you know, that I'm in a good mood when I'm in a shitty mood, if that makes sense.
So that absolutely makes sense, and sometimes that delays a video I create even by a day because I'm not in the mood to create film myself, because it would would see the bad mood in myself.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Absolutely, I recognize this.
Yeah, there's a number of times where I've sort of I come into this room. I'm in this room every day by usually about 6 a.m. because I just wake up really early, and I come in here some days and I'm all excited and ready, and, you know, right, let's find a video, let's react to that video, let's edit it. But other times I come in here and I'm sitting here just vacantly staring at my monitor and thinking, I've been in here 4 hours and I still haven't found a video. I'm not in the mood now. You've got to, I like to get it started early and just get, you know, rip into it rather than, you know, try to force a video out.
Yeah, that is something that really doesn't happen for me. First of all, I don't wake up mornings being able to do this because I have a full-time job. So that is my number one priority.
Yeah, of course.
So I always do it in the evening. It might happen that in the day it is not so busy. I might find a video, but often late I mostly do anti-flat earth, you know that.
Yeah.
But it is so little new stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I skip it a lot.
Yeah, that's why I started covering other topics, because I tip my hat to Simon Dan, because he, you know, consistently does, you know, flat earth content only, but it's
not only.
Yeah, no, I know he does the conspiracy stuff as well, but you know, he's very in his lane. You know, Tuesday is a conspiracy theory, Friday is a flat earther. Conspiracy, flat earth, and where I just can't understand how he's still able to find people, you know, because and put a different twist on it, because they all say very similar things, and I just couldn't keep saying the same small handful of remarks in a slightly different way, because I felt like every single flat earther I looked at, they just all say exactly the same, and that's why I sort of tried to cast my net a little wider.
Yeah, well, the other day you had a good crack at CC, and it was a very good video.
Yeah, but I noticed I always seem to I haven't made a video about a new flat earther for a while. That's partly because you never really find any new flat earthers, and some of them, you know, when I find them now, I'm even questioning whether they're really flat earthers or whether they're just doing it for comedic value, whether they're parody accounts.
That is true, but that shouldn't matter for your part. If you can have a nice video about that, even if it was a parody or even if it is a Poe, you still have a piece of content on your channel.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I shouldn't overanalyze it as much as I do, but I think we've all got a habit of overthinking these things sometimes. Well, I certainly have. I certainly have. It's like the last couple of days I've just been... there's been nothing wrong, but, you know, sometimes you just think, you know, what the hell do I think I'm doing? You know, I'm almost 50 years old and I make fun of people on the internet for a living now. And you get that sort of self-doubt and, you know... Do you know what I mean, or is this just me being a big girl?
I think this is you overthinking it again.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I have got a habit of doing that, unfortunately. Massively overanalyzing something and turning a tiny little issue into a big, you know, worldwide catastrophe.
Yeah, I mean, you are a little bit older than me, but it doesn't mean that you cannot make... Or that you have to be grown up all the time, or that you cannot make fun of people on the internet. Why would it matter?
Yeah, exactly. I never feel bad for what I do, because the way I see it is the people I pick, they deserve to be picked because they're just, you know, CC saying in that video I covered that in one breath he always insists that space is fake, but in the same breath then he was saying that none of the other moons are in a fixed orbit, and it's like, well, are in an orbit. It's like, well, how can there be other moons if you say there's no space?
Yeah, that was weird indeed.
Do you know
and
what I mean?
You had a very good take on that. At some point I was just like, hey, I'm missing a little piece of information. So after watching your video, I was like, I'm gonna make a little addition to that in my own video.
Yeah.
I did not try to make you look bad or say that you didn't cover it correctly.
Yeah, no,
I think that was exactly the way that you always would do it.
Yeah,
I was like, I missed something and I would like to explain that as well.
Yeah, exactly. The way I look at it, right, is my only goal is to make people smile, make people laugh. Obviously I tried to fact check everything I say because I don't want to make myself look as idiotic as the people I'm mocking for being idiots. But I say to people, if you want to learn anything, don't watch my channel. You're not going to learn anything. You know, if you want to learn something, you watch, you know, somebody who's from a more scientific background. You know, I've always had an interest in science. I've always found it fascinating, but I am not a scientist. I do not have a degree in anything, you know. Everything I've learned, I'm learning as I go, you know, by coming across these things that can only be explained away by explaining the science. But when I do, it takes me a tremendous amount of work to, you know, to make sure that I'm not giving out dud information.
Exactly. And how much have you learned since you started doing this? That's a lot, eh?
Tons. Absolute tons.
That is something I noticed as well.
Yeah, just things that, you know, 5 years ago I would never have imagined that I would just know, if that makes sense, because, you know, repetition is quite often a good teacher, isn't it? Anyway, Mr. 42, I'm not throwing you away, but we have somebody else waiting to speak to me, and I do need to finish in about 10 minutes tonight. So, all
right,
I shall speak to you again soon, pal.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Nice one. Ta-da, mate.
Ta-da.
I'm just going to very quickly address these super chats before the next guest comes on.
Super chat.
Citizen Gold, it's 9:40 a.m. on Monday. You're in New Zealand. Oh, yeah, New Zealand, Australia in the same time. Doohickey. Doohickey's a real scientific term. I don't care what anyone says. From Alok Sharma. I hope I've said that right. I fear I haven't. If money isn't an issue, would you suggest someone retire at 42? I'm having some health issues, so I'm thinking about it, but I feel it might be too early. Listen, I'm in no position to give out advice, but you asked, and I can only give you my thoughts. I would never retire at 42 because I would be absolutely bored shitless. I was having this conversation. My dad retired at 60, so he's 76 now, so he's already been retired for 16 years. I don't know how he hasn't gone insane, because he doesn't really do anything, you know, apart from favors for me, really, you know. And, you know, my kids, if I'm not available, and my kids are all adults, but, you know, even adults need, you know, help or a ride, or, you know, whatever you may call it. And, you know, that's really all they do. It's I definitely wouldn't retire. Obviously everybody's different, and, you know, people will do what suits them, but I can't. Mrs. Blinder and I got our affairs in order last year, and we did a will and everything, you know. We're at that time of life now where it felt like it was the appropriate thing to do. And, you know, when we were speaking to I don't know what you call somebody who organizes, he wasn't a solicitor or anything like that, but you know, he asked me at what age I'd like to retire. I nearly peed my pants laughing. For one, I don't think I'll ever be able to afford to retire, and what would I do? I know I'm a grandfather, but, you know, I don't feel any need to just sort of sit there and do nothing. I can't think of anything less fun. Anyway, we have Me82 in the live room. who should now be unmuted. Can you hear me, and can I hear you, more importantly?
I can. So
and I can hear you as well. You sound a little bit far away, but I can hear you. Or maybe I'm just old and deaf.
Huh. I don't know. It might be my microphone.
I can hear you okay, and I think the side chat can hear you. Somebody has just sent a super sticker for $4, but for some reason super stickers aren't showing up. But
ooh, super chat.
Thank you very much indeed. I know it wasn't a super chat, but I haven't got a super sticker button. Anyway, you can hear me okay, me82, can you?
Yeah, you could just call me, because that's how I'm known on YouTube.
But I was going to say,
would not let me take that.
You are the me that just became a channel member then?
Yeah, I was a channel member of yours a few months ago.
All right, thank you very much indeed, and welcome back.
Thank you.
So do you have a question, or did you just want to come on and say hello? Or
I was coming on really just to say hello, but just kind of touching on the retirement thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been unemployed because of the pandemic for a while, and I think myself very busy.
I can't hear you at all. I've completely lost your audio now. It sounded as if you were walking away from your microphone, and now you've completely disappeared.
Well, that's really weird.
Oh, there we are. You're back now.
Yeah.
It literally sounded as if you were...
I guess it's not using the microphone from my headset. It's using it from my camera.
Right. It literally sounded as if you were walking away as you were speaking to me then. I feared that you'd fallen into a well.
Well, I probably did sound like that because I was walking away.
Oh, there we are. And I'm not going as insane as I thought. Anyway, you were saying that the lockdown caused you some issues as far as employment goes.
Yeah, where I became unemployed, but then I just found myself getting really busy at home with, house maintenance, and now I'm volunteering my time. So, retirement doesn't have to be the end of keeping busy.
Yeah. This is why I say it's kind of, I think I can only give my thoughts on it and my opinion, and I can't imagine anything less exciting for me. But my dad loves being retired. He worked in the Ford plant, Ford cars, and he worked there for nearly 40 years. So I would imagine that by the time he was 55, he was ready to leave anyway. I've never worked in a dirty, horrible, smelly factory. So, my opinion on, staying in employment or staying as a working man is going to be different from other people, isn't it? Because everyone is different.
Oh yeah, because my stepdad was forced into retirement at 60 because he was a commercial airplane pilot.
Right.
And then right after his 60th birthday, which he was really bummed that they made him retire, they changed it to 65. So then he was really pissed. So,
yeah.
And then really bored. So he volunteers his time, working on the Midway, which is a museum on an old Navy ship.
Yeah.
So, they got to keep busy.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. It's how active you stay, isn't it? Because, another fear I've got, and this hasn't started to apply to my dad yet, but I can remember when my grandfather, my father's father, I can remember him as a retired man, and he literally just would sit down. He would get out of bed and get dressed to come downstairs and just sit down and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine anything worse. I really can't.
No, that would drive me insane.
Yeah,
I need to have some sort of a purpose.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how I feel about it as well. So I'm sure retirement is right for some people, but not for me. I'm afraid, not for me.
Nah, you're too young for that anyways.
Yeah, I know. Well, 50 is creeping up on me.
I know that you're trying to get out of here, but also before I get off, I just wanted to apologize for Americans and how we just have no consistency when it comes to pronunciation.
I know, it's just become a fun thing for me to do. The thing is my audience is probably 2/3 of my audience is America. So it's just become kind of a thing. Like
I bet we tend to take over everything.
Yeah, like the world championships that only involve American sports teams, for example.
That's right, the World Series. We also will change the names that other countries call themselves to what we want to call them.
Yeah, yeah. I would still love to come to America, and I'm sure I will get there one day. But I've got to work out how to get there without flying, because I do not like flying at all.
And then you got to figure out what part, because it's so big and there's so many different.
Exactly. To me, it would be New York or California, mainly because where else is there in America? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Which is this really silly thing to say, but you know, when somebody like me who, you know, is from the UK, they've never visited America, when they think of America, you think of New York and California, because where else is there?
That's true. I mean, I spent most of my life in California. I just moved to Oregon about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm a California girl. I get it.
Well, from the way I understand it, though, it must be insanely expensive to live in California now.
Oh yeah, that's part of the reason why I left. It's also getting hot down there.
Yeah. And it's consistently warm, isn't it? I think I know a few people who live in California. You know, I knew them before I ever had a YouTube channel, and the overarching theme was that our summers are kind of the equivalent temperature-wise to California's winters. So where we are stripping off down to our shorts and, you know, taking our shirts off to go and sit in the garden, Californians are popping on the hoodies and the beanie hats because they're starting to feel it a bit chilly.
Yeah, well, and then Northern California is completely different. So even that is still, you know, up in the air.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? Anyway, it's been lovely to talk to you, me, and I'm sure we will do it again, but I've got a couple of people waiting, and I've only got about 4 minutes left before I've got to kill the stream. So thanks for calling in, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you so much, Creaky. Keep it up.
I will do. Thank you, and thanks for becoming a channel member. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Do we have Hybrid Steel in the house? I can see him, but he's muted and he's got his headphones muted. So I don't know how well this is going to go, but I have literally got, I've got to kill the stream in a few minutes. So,
I am here, yeah.
Hey, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing good, matey.
Have you got a question, or are you just coming on to say hi?
Basically, when it comes to the whole retirement thing, I just want to get on this as well, because I'm a young person who is pretty much in that situation now.
Yeah.
I took on the role of being a full-time carer for my wife 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because she's down to postnatal depression, everything else, everything just spiraled out of control.
Mm-hmm.
And it's from that point you've got to find something to keep yourself going.
Mm-hmm.
And for me was the whole YouTube life. It was finding something to keep my brain ticking whilst I'm sitting around at home looking after the kids and dealing with what I need to do at home. It's about keeping yourself positive instead of like just staring at a wall all day or just catching up on Coronation Street. You've got to be able to sit there and you've got to keep yourself going. Doesn't matter if it's just a small hobby, if it's just going to a social club, library or anything. As long as you're talking to somebody or keeping yourself young at mind, it's the best way for it, because it's a way of keeping yourself pushing forward.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I'm not very good at doing that. See, which is I imagine why I can't ever imagine myself retired, because I probably, you know, I fell into this very much by accident. You know, you've heard the story many times. I know you have. You've been in streams before where I've told the whole story about Pam Duthie and the Two Ritual Group mentioning Simon Dan, which led me to look for his videos, that kind of thing. But you know, I fell into this very unintentionally. I'm glad I did. I love doing it. I absolutely love what I do now. And sometimes I know it's like a cliched thing to say, but you know, that you feel like you need to pinch yourself to make sure that it really is what you do, or that it really is happening, because you know, as far as I'm concerned, and I don't care what anyone says, my opinion will never change. I am literally nobody from the arse end of Wales. Why does my camera keep going black? I apologise to anybody that's watching. I might be wobbling my cam link or something.
For me, it's I was prattling around with YouTube for the last 10 years, never really taking it seriously. We used it as a social media, just like mess around, me and my brothers and a couple of our friends.
Yeah.
And it was as soon as Like when YouTube started changing its platform and like how you can only have one person signed into account, this, that, and the other, we all went our separate ways. So I created my own channel, and from that, I never realized how much I would rely on it now to keep myself active, because the live streams let me talk to people like yourself and other people who actually view my videos, who enjoy the content, and it keeps you ticking. And that's the thing I like about it. It's just a way of keeping going. And I think for all the people who are looking, can't wait till I retire, you need to find. This is why people who retire go into voluntary work, because they get bored sitting around not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just not me. I like to be doing something. Doesn't always matter what it is, just as long as it's something, if that makes sense.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. Just keep yourself active, keep yourself young of mind, and
that's all you can do.
And if you want to retire, you just find that thing to keep yourself ticking. Yeah,
exactly. That is all you can do. Right, mate, I'm gonna chuck you away, and I'm gonna squeeze in one more. Who's been waiting a while to speak to me, and we speak anyway, don't we, outside of YouTube? So I shall speak to you soon. Yeah. Take care, dude. Ta-ra, man. Right, I have literally only got time to speak to. Hang on a second. Let me. Paul, how many people are left? Is it Annie Lillette?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm quite well. I'll ask my question another Sunday. So I just want to say thank you for what you do. I appreciate your channel.
And I apologize if anybody feels rushed now, but I really have got, and it's not. I'm not just going in the house to watch Downton Abbey. I have actually I've got something I have to do.
I just said no worries.
Yeah,
no worries at all. There'll be another Sunday.
Yeah. I will speak to you again. I feel bad now that I'm having to go, but I really do have to. So I will speak to you soon, right? I promise. You will be first next time.
You're too kind. We'll talk to you then. Have a lovely day.
Take care, and you too. Bye. Right, I've gotta get out of there because I can't get trapped in any more calls. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if my camera's overheating or what's going on, but my screen keeps going black. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you can see me. I have no idea what is going on. I'm just very quickly gonna do this.
Ooh, super chat. Thank you.
Another one from Padro Lee. Thank you very much indeed, pal. Just want to say thank you for all the entertainment and having me on the ramble, and apologies to all. Mate, you got no need to apologize. Conversations are always interesting. At least they are for me. From Michael, love your channel. Your take on flirts is great. Love the vids on soft sits where you show you know more about the laws than they do. Well, sadly, they don't all seem to think that. Apparently, I know absolutely nothing because I'm not American. I'm sorry if you hadn't noticed and if that comes as a shock to you, but I'm not. And finally,
super chat.
Second best Bob says, I've got no savings, no pensions, and I'm older than you. Retire. Exactly. And this is the thing. You know, how it's a whole rant in and of itself, isn't it? You know, how is the average man meant to... It doesn't matter. Don't get me started. Thank you to everybody who super chatted. Thank you to everybody that became a channel member. Thank you to everybody that jumped on a call. Apologies if I didn't get to you. Maybe I should have started taking calls sooner, but I'm an idiot. Take care, everyone. Love you. Bye.